welcome to Pixel Quince Presents Bloodborne. I'm Jordan, not to be confused with Samuel L. Jackson, who I am not. But I'm not alone. Of course, with me is the man born of blood, Shane himself.
Yeah, that's me, and I am not any number of white male actors that you could name.
Alright, so Bloodborne came out, what was it, 2 weeks ago now?
2
or 3 weeks ago. It came out some time ago. Point is,
yeah.
Game is out. We're playing it. We're having a great time with it. And now is a good time to talk about the game since we're a good length into it. So how we should probably explain what Bloodborne is, huh?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
I feel like you can explain it better than I can, so why don't you take it away?
So Bloodborne is, of course, another spiritual successor / update to the Souls series, which is a series of games, of course, which are usually basically action RPGs, where you go around, fight a bunch of monsters, get to a boss, kill the boss. In between, you do a little puzzle solving, a little searching, a little mystery solving. And its main draw is, of course, the very oppressing atmosphere.
Oh, yes.
You always feel like death is just around the corner.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and everything has a nice weight to it in combat.
Yeah.
And basically, for Bloodborne, you are a hunter who has basically gone into a city to try and find a cure for your disease, because the healing church tells you, we have this wonderful cure. Come to our city and find it and then be cured.
Yeah.
And then you get there and shit is terrible. And you have to become a hunter.
Everything's just bad. Well, isn't it so you have vile blood in you as your character.
You ask to be injected with the blood at the beginning of the game. You're basically hey, can you inject me with it? I'm like, sure. But you're gonna have to go out there and hunt some fucking monsters so you can stop yourself from becoming a monster.
Yep. So, if you guys could not tell, Shane has played the Souls series, all of the Souls series, was it Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2. So this is your 4th game within the series, right? Yeah. Even though technically Bloodborne's its own thing, but it's a spiritual successor anyway. So
let's not fool anybody by saying that it's not a Souls game, because it is a Souls game.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a Souls game. This is my first Souls game. Granted, I've played maybe 3 hours of Demon Souls, which I have right here. But I'm no expert at it. So I'm still super new. So I'm having a much
different experience.
A much more difficult experience than compared to you. How far do you think you are into the game at this point?
I want to say I'm about 60 or 70%.
Okay. Now take what he said and divide that by 3, and that's probably where I am.
I would say you're 50.
Oh, okay, cool. Halfway
45,
through.
50.
I would say I'd go with 45. 45 sounds right.
That's why I was a little bummed out that you didn't say you beat Rom before this, because I was like, right after Rom is kind of when the game does what every fucking Souls game does.
Oh boy.
Where you get to this part, and then suddenly everything just goes and shifts and changes on you.
Well, that's exciting to hear, though.
Yeah. I mean, you're at an exciting part of the game. You'll have to let me know how it goes after you beat Rom, but I can tell you for sure that after beating Rom is basically when the game changes. Not just... It doesn't change necessarily gameplay-wise, but it does change thematically and atmospherically and every other thing you could probably imagine.
Well, that sounds cool. Like, I generally don't have a lot of time to play games, but like this Bloodborne has just really like sunk its teeth into me. Like I crave to play it. Like it's so much fun. I don't know if you guys have seen it or listened to it, but when Bloodborne first came out, me and Shane talked for about 15 minutes about it on the Pixel Clicks podcast. It was getting to the point where we had to cut it.
We had to stop.
Yeah, it was going way too long. But yeah, like I'm really, really enjoying this game. It just feels. It feels good. It feels right, Brian. It just feels right. Like I like to equate Bloodborne's combat as like kind of like a spectacle fighter, but with a stamina bar. It's like it moves really fast, but then you can only do X amount of moves before you gotta get away from a thing because you're not be able to do any more attacks at that point.
Yeah.
And I like that sense of tension. Like, it's like, okay, I could hit him, like I could initiate my combo. I can hit 6 times before I'm out of stamina. So if I'm not gonna kill him by that 6th hit, I better move away at the 5th.
That's one of the main things I like about Bloodborne is they did such a good job at moving the gameplay away from the Souls games in terms of if you're playing a Souls game, you better have a shield and keep that fucking shield up until you have an opportunity to hit somebody.
Really?
It was all about turtling and like not necessarily in PvE. You could get away with doing without a shield.
Yeah.
But 99% of players that you'll run into will have a giant freaking shield that'll block all of your damage and take barely anything off their stamina, and they'll just sit there until they have the correct moment. Meanwhile, Bloodborne is all about get in there, hit the guy, kill him. Alright, now run away.
Yeah.
Now go back in and kill him.
Well, and that's what I like about Bloodborne. Like, from that description of the other Souls games, I don't know how much I would enjoy them because I'm very much the player where I run in there and I want to just wreck house and then like leave. You know, like I like going in quick in games.
Yeah, I mean,
in general,
like I was saying, you can still choose to go fast in the Souls games.
Yeah.
But there are bosses where you'll get so frustrated that it's hilarious that if you pull out a shield, suddenly the boss becomes so easy that you're just sitting there laughing at them the entire time.
Oh, jeez.
So, I think that it was a good choice by From Software, who made the game.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Miyazaki, who was the director of the game. And thank you, sir, for making another great game. But I think it was a great choice for them to take away shields and remove that safety net that people relied on.
Yeah.
But then shift it into your character can now actually move fast.
Yeah.
And when you lock on, I think it's awesome that instead of rolling, you're now like sidestepping, backstepping, forward stepping, whatever. Like I like that extra dimension to your movement.
Yeah, like that sort of movement. That's what really reminds me of things like Devil May Cry or God of War. Like you're actively dodging. You know, not just dodge rolling. It's like I like how the dodge is actually invincible. Like if you dodge correctly, you're not gonna take damage. Now, and I like that a lot. Like, a lot of games get that wrong for some reason. Like you try to dodge, but then in the middle of your dodge, you just get hit for some reason. It's like, what's the point of the dodge at that point?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some monsters in Bloodborne that are legitimately pissing me off because they don't care where you dodge to. Yeah. They're gonna fuck you up. But for the most part, dodging definitely is your like. You better do it, or you're gonna lose.
Yeah. See, the funny thing is, like recently, PlayStation, well, PS4s, they had a new update that lets you reconfigure your buttons, and I have a crazy brain where I like to. I tend to use the circle button as, you know, my go-to accept button, just because that's how a lot of the games were on the original PlayStation. That's just what's hardwired into my brain. So when it came to the PS4, everything's switched to the X or the cross button to be the general accept. So I switched these buttons. So now my circle is X and X is circle. So I think that's kind of changed how I'd have to play Bloodborne, because rather than holding down circle to do all the things, it's always X, and I feel like if anyone else were to grab my control, they would die immediately.
Yeah, probably. I know that it was hilarious when Bloodborne first came out, because any veteran Souls players were struggling because triangle was blood vials, right?
Yeah, triangle is blood vials.
Yeah. So in all the other Souls games, triangle is the button that you press to two-hand weapons. So change from one hand to two-handing.
Yeah.
So, of course, when everybody started playing Bloodborne 3 weeks ago, everyone was like, alright, I'm gonna grab my weapon with two hands, triangle. Oh shit, I heal. No! Stop wasting blood vials! I want to do this! And then they went, oh, now we have to press R1.
L1. L1.
L1 to change into the trick part of your weapon.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I like about Bloodborne, is that all the weapons have different movesets based on, you can do combos, which is cool. Yeah. So you can have it split and you attack, and then you do the L1, and then it suddenly does like a giant attack, or vice versa.
So I've been meaning to ask you. So what weapons are you using in Bloodborne? Like, what are your what's your primary and secondary?
Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is a giant greatsword.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then a cannon, which I use as my last resort, blow things up weapon. It takes 10 Quicksilver bullets for one shot of the cannon.
Jeez.
So it's an absolute last resort, but it is absolutely hilarious when something comes running towards you and you're just like, I have a giant cannon on my arm. You really want to run into it? Okay. And then you shoot it and it dies in one shot.
Yeah. We should probably explain. Quicksilver bullets, so one of the hallmarks of a Souls game is, as Shane said, was a shield. But rather than having a shield, Bloodborne gives you guns. Like, there is a shield you can have, but
guns kind of act as a replacement for shields, because of the main purpose for them is to open up parries.
Yeah.
So shields kind of did the same thing in Souls games, but now you're actually being more proactive and actually shooting people to do it.
Yeah. So basically, what your goal is with the gun is, as an enemy is about to attack you, you shoot them, and depending on your timing, if you do it correctly, it'll stagger your enemy. Then you can run in and do a visceral attack, which is basically where your character runs up and then stabs whoever you're fighting in the chest with their hand, and then rips out guts and blood.
Yep.
That's funny. If you look closely, like when this happens, you can see your character's hand it turns into a claw, basically like a werewolf claw, and it looks really cool. And one of my favorite things to do is, like, you can do a visceral attack from behind. You have to basically stagger an opponent, just sneak up on them, do a charged heavy attack, which staggers them. Then you can do your visceral attack. I like to do that to pig monsters, because when you do a visceral attack on a pig monster from behind, you're basically ramming your hand into the pig monster's butt and just ripping the butt open. And it's the weirdest, funniest thing.
It's like the most hilarious animation in the game. Every single time I can do it, I do it. Because I just see the pig and I'm like, oh, you're gonna get my fist right up your asshole
Oh yeah.
in 2 seconds, and it's gonna look absolutely gory because it looks like you're trying to pull their intestines out.
Yeah, every time I do it, I can't help but say, "Give me that ass." You know, I just every time.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, that's like the only way you can take out those pigs efficiently, because if you fuck up and you don't do that, they're a pain in the butt to kill.
Yeah.
They turn around and try and stop you.
Yeah, God, they're just awful, awful creatures. All right. I forgot to talk about my weapons. Okay. I have Ludwig's Holy Blade on deck, but like just as my I can switch to it easily. But my primary weapon is the stake driver.
Mm.
Now that's a weapon. It's basically a pile bunker that rests on my character's arm, and you have to get in really close to use it because it's an arm mounted weapon. I particularly like the stake driver because A, it's fast, and B, it has a higher chance of staggering enemies, and it's great. Like I don't know. I believe my Ludwig's Holy Blade is stronger, but I just kill things way faster with the stake driver. So that's why I just always use that instead.
Have you been making sure to upgrade your weapons, Jordan?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the stake driver and Ludwig's Holy Sword, they're both at +6 right now.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm like what level? I think I'm 39 at the moment. 39 or 40, something like that. Yeah.
I think I only just got to level 62.
Nice.
But apparently I'm like way behind other people who are at the same point in my game. I don't know.
I mean,
I've been watching a streamer on the side, and he was in the same area I am in, but he was like level 80 something already, and I was like, maybe I should go grind, which is something that I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about the grind. How often do you grind in Bloodborne?
I'm gonna say not that often. The only thing that I grind for, and I will give this away because it's not really that much of a tip. I always, if I see that my blood vials stash is getting low, and I know for a fact I'm going to be going into somewhere where I need all fucking 20 vials.
Yeah.
I will jump back to the Hunter's Dream, which is the hub in the game.
Yeah.
And then I'll teleport to Central Yarnum.
Oh, yes. So basically the first area, basically.
Yeah. You can go around that area in like 5 or 10 minutes tops now.
Yeah.
And you get like, I think 30 blood vials.
Yeah, no, yeah, you just run around Central Yarnum and just farm blood vials all day, because, I mean, especially at the higher levels, you can kill most enemies with either 1 or 2 hits, so it's...
The big hulking guys each drop 2 guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then the werewolves that are there drop 3 each, guaranteed.
Not
and
bad.
The pig that's down there drops another 2, guaranteed, and... I don't know. I just do it, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. Back to the rest of the game.
Yeah. You see, for me, I don't grind all that often either, just because I don't enjoy grinding all that much. But there are times when like I'm trying to fight a boss, and I just keep dying, and I get frustrated. I'm like, okay, I need blood vials. I have to go grind out some blood vials. Get some blood echoes. Blood echoes. Souls. Whatever you want to call them. And one place I like to go to, where I used to go just to get both blood vials and echoes, was Old Yarnum, because I just run around and just kill all the werewolves, and then it's a guaranteed, like, I think 8,000, but 8,000 blood echoes, but it's not that much, especially now that I'm in, Bergenworth? Yeah. Like...
Oh, did you how did you have fun with the white hunter?
The White Hunter was not that bad.
God damn it! She beat me so many times, man.
Yeah, okay, see, when I fought that... Okay, we should probably also explain. As you're running around the world of Bloodborne, you will come across rival
other
hunters.
Yeah.
Just NPC-driven hunters who are just out to kill you. And you have to kill them. Just... That is it. Granted, you don't have to kill every hunter you come across. There are a few that if you run into them,
there's some good ones. Yeah,
just run into them and you talk to them. They're nice people, but there's ones that are just instantly hostile and they just want to kill you. So you gotta watch out for those guys. And there's one in the area that I'm at now. It's a hunter dressed in all white, and she has a threaded cane. Yeah, which is basically a sword that turns into a whip, and she has like a mist sprayer or something.
Yeah. And
then she can use magic. I didn't have trouble with her because I started the game with a threaded cane, so I know how that weapon works. So I just dodged around her easily. I'm like, I know you can't touch me over here. And I just ran in with the stake driver and just murdered her. So.
Are we streaming this, Jordan?
Streaming, no.
Okay, I don't think so. Sorry, everybody. Our friend Sergio is trying to watch, but he can't because he wants to. Yeah, I guess that's true. She probably gave me more trouble because I didn't understand the Thread King's moveset.
Yeah.
Once I did get a handle on it, which was after like 20 deaths, something like that.
Really? 20 deaths?
It was pretty bad.
Oh,
man. I think I legitimately had to put down my controller at one point and stepped away because I was just like, this is pissing me off. I don't even think it was the Thread Cane. I think it was just the magic.
Yeah.
Was messing up.
No, the magic will one-shot you. I found that out twice.
Yeah. But after I got a whole handle on her moveset, I got her pretty easily just because it was so easy to exploit.
Yeah. Yeah. Granted, the hunter that really gave me the most trouble was to the right of the Grand Cathedral after Victor Amelia. There's the two hunters there. There's the one with the lightning mace, and then a guy with a freaking blunderbuss and a rifle spear.
Yeah.
That fool killed me so many times. Every time I got...
And see? I had an easy time with him.
Every time I got close to him, just blunderbuss to the face, and I get staggered or something, and just murdered me. Like, that is the problem with the stake driver, at least, because I have to be in there. Yeah. So he just had the range on me. So.
And that's the main thing I think about Bloodborne 2 is everybody is gonna have a different experience playing it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have a different boss that pisses them off.
Definitely.
Kills them a million times. Like I think I've talked about it before. Like I've noticed so many people having troubles with like the Bloodstarved Beast.
Yeah.
Who's the second boss?
Third. Father Gascon is the second.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people have trouble with it, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I beat it on the first try, guys. But I mean, it's not because I'm any better than everybody else. I think it's just because some bosses you get and some bosses you don't get.
Yeah. Like one of the bosses that I got like immediately was the Shadows of Yharnam. Oh, it's 3 dudes. Oh, hey, let me kill this guy who's rushing in first, and then kill this second guy who keeps spitting fire at me. And this dude who's sitting back and shooting fireballs at me, he can't fight me straight up. And that's how I won.
You did it like the complete opposite way that everybody else was doing it.
Wait, what? Really?
The actual like strategy that most people went for was kill fireball guy, kill the guy with the flamethrower, leave the dude without a flamethrower for last.
What? That makes no sense to me. I mean, the guy who
it's because the guy with the fireballs, he tends to stay at the back.
Yeah.
So you can easily just strafe around and kill him without the other guys even touching you.
Yeah. See, I use that exact thing to my advantage. He was always so far away. I can see when the fireballs are coming, so
Yeah.
I'm fighting the other two dudes, fireball, oh, dodge out the way, keep fighting the other two dudes until they're dead, and that fool, he can't stop me, so
Yeah.
he couldn't stop the stake driver, so he got a freaking stake in his chest.
Nah, I'll admit I died a few times to shadows. Mostly because I would keep getting to the last phase and then fucking giant snakes would come out of the ground and annihilate me.
Yeah, I think I died like 4 times to them, which is like the least I've died to any boss in the game so far.
Yeah. What else? So, I just want to talk about the tone a little bit,
Yes.
too. It might require Jordan to put his fingers in his ears for a little bit because it might be a little... It's not... it's not
I'm gonna listen.
Alright. So, like I was talking about earlier, obviously there's a little, like, turn in the game after you kill Rom, who's like a giant spider, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck is this? Because it's the first part of the game where it's kind of, like, surreal. Because, you know, you fall into a lake
Yeah,
and suddenly...
Yeah, it was really weird. I was like, this is completely different from the rest of the game.
And then, so, that happens. You come out of that, and you're basically thrown straight into Jurgen something, the unseen village.
Jurgen.
So, and basically it's like, whoa, okay, where the hell am I?
Yeah.
Kind of feeling. And then suddenly you're fighting enemies who aren't actually there. Like, you kill them, they disappear, but they can come back.
What?
So, respawning enemies. Which, let me tell you, speaking as a Souls player, that is our worst nightmare, is respawning enemies. And you have to sprint through these areas to find the bell maidens, who are basically ladies that are just hanging out in the random places with a bell, just sitting there, ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
And you have to sprint, find the bell maiden, kill her, and then you can kill the other people, because then they'll stay gone.
Wow.
Before you kill her, they're just going to keep coming back.
So basically, she's like a necromancer or something? She just brings people back to life?
Doesn't even bring them back to life, just summons them out of nowhere.
Okay.
It's like blood. You see, like, blood kind of come out of the ground, and then suddenly things just appear. And of course, the thing that's terrifying is that you're in this place, and suddenly you're like, wait, what are these giant things, like, crawling all over the buildings?
Yeah.
Giant fucking monsters that look like I don't even know what, and suddenly you go out into the rest of the game and you can see them everywhere else.
Huh. And
they are terrifying. They will grab you and they will destroy you. There's even one that shoots a freaking laser out of its eye.
Oh, come on.
And aims it up the staircase that you have to get down and blows everything up that's on that staircase. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because I've been going, and the game's just, after that ROM fight, it's just been progressively getting darker and more creepy.
Yeah.
Like, this part, it was kind of creepy, yeah. The boss fight at the end of that part, that was really creepy and actually kind of disturbing, and I had a hard time watching the screen while I was trying to fight it.
Yeah.
And then I got into the area that I'm in right now, and it's even worse because I got to this. I found this area where these, I don't even know what they are like walking around. They can see everywhere around their head. You cannot avoid damage from them. Just looking at them hurts you.
What the heck?
And they're singing.
Oh.
And it is terrifying.
Yeah, see, that's something we haven't really mentioned yet. But yeah, this game is legitimately scary. Like, not only is it like filled with tension. There were times when I'm just, I was walking around having a good time, like, yeah, Bloodborne, killing all these things. And all of a sudden I get attacked by some werewolf, came out of nowhere, and I scream. Like, this game scares me so bad.
And the funny thing is, the game's actually pretty, like, I would say, like, a mellow horror game.
Yeah.
Up until after that part where you kill Ron. And then suddenly everything is just like, nah, fuck you. This is... If you wanted Lovecraftian horror, this is your goddamn game. We're gonna give you werewolves that now have no skin, aka missing skin, so there's bone werewolves chasing after you.
Bone wolves?
Bone wolves. There are giant, like, clumps of bones and flesh and stuff in boxes crawling their way around to attack you.
Yeah.
There's freaking... It's just terrifying. And to be honest, like, I think that's what I like about the game is it's doing such a good job at still being the action RPG, but it now has the added element of, okay, I really don't like what's going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I really love the aesthetics of the game. I really love the monster design, the character design. I just love how the game looks and feels. Like, I like how when you kill a bunch of monsters, you get blood all over your character, and then you can see it on your character. And it's all you're all glistening in the moonlight sky, and it's just super, super cool.
Which makes it really funny when you go and talk to an NPC, guys, because you can turn the camera to look at your character's face, drenched in blood, and you're, like, talking to somebody on the other side of the door, like, hey, come on out, it's safe out here.
Yeah.
Well, hey, don't worry about it, there's a chapel.
Yeah.
Go to that chapel.
I just found out, if you go back to the beginning area, you can, if you talk to, there's a lady behind a door there, you can send people to that clinic also.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that. So, Shane, in closing, would you recommend this game to, just any run-of-the-mill gamer? Like, I know this is my first Souls game and I'm having a great time with it, but would you recommend it to people who aren't familiar with the series? And would you recommend it to people who are familiar with the series?
Obviously, I'll recommend it to people who are fans of the series. If you feel like you got burnt by Dark Souls 2, this is your game. I don't say Dark Souls 2 is terrible, but I know there are people who felt like Dark Souls 2 was a letdown. I would say to people who are new to the series, there's two camps. There's the ones who see everybody standing around going, oh, I love this game because it's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, do not let those people freak you out. The game is not as hard as people make it out to be. If you grind, do whatever, give yourself a little time, you'll get used to it. Yeah, you'll die still a few times, but you'll like it. But obviously I cannot say that you would love it because just, people get frustrated, don't like dying in games. That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those types of people, don't play it. Trust me, you're saving yourself a few controllers. But otherwise, I would say if you've wanted to try the series before now, this is a game to get into.
Alright, that is fair. So thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. This has been PixelClicks Presents Bloodborne. Find us on YouTube, youtube.com/PixelClicksPodcast. Just search PixelClicks Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We have a Twitter now, at PixelClicksPod. So tweet at us. We'll tweet back at you. If you have questions, email us at pixelclickspodcast@gmail.com. That is all those good things. We will be doing more things like PixelClicks Presents on other stuff. And remember to watch the PixelClicks podcast, because we're going to be coming to you in a new way sometime soon. But until then, I'm Jordan, that's Shane, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.